So, so let's get this straight. Iran, yes, Iran. The country famous for mandatory hijabs, funding proxy wars, and hating the West more than Julius Malema hates farmers, is allegedly bankrolling some of South Africa's favorite political clowns. Also, you'll notice that I am actually in my car because I was traveling. I'm not at home. I'm actually traveling, as you can see. It's actually not traveling for leisure. It's actually traveling for work. You'll know that there was floods happening in Mthatha, and I actually want to go and see the situation. I want to donate, so I am actually heading towards Joburg, and then I'll stay in Joburg for a night, and then fly off to Mthatha. But back to the main story is apparently, according to reports from all over the sun, Iron Wire, JNS, ISCAP, you name it, 160 lawyers in the US are saying Iran slipped some hush hush cash into the ANC's pockets to keep the lights on and yell genocide at Israel in front of the ICJ. Because, of course, when you're broke, jobless, and falling to govern, the logical solution is international corruption, cosplay. Follow the money. That's what people say. Now, let's unpack this steaming bag of falafel nonsense. The ISGAP, the Institute for Study of Global Anti-Semitic and Policy, says Iran and Qatar gave the ANC a little sugar mama cash injection. Why? To fund election campaigns, push anti-Israel legal theatrics, and probably keep the ANC Youth League in matching tracksuits. Because who needs working infrastructure when you can have drip? And just in case you're wondering if this is a conspiracy theory from some obscure corner of the internet, nah, fam, this stuff hits News 24. Why not even JNS? The Jewish News Syndicate, not Julius National Society, which would probably just be the EFF. The big picture is Iran's game plan. Iran's international strategy is basically, if it's corrupt left wing and anti Western, we fund it. That's how you get Iran funding. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and maybe now the Saudi Mutsuneng fan club, otherwise known as the MKP or the MK Party, as well as other parties like the EFF and South Africa. Oh, we've become the influencer level soft targets between shady NGOs, dodgy Islamic universities, and cultural exchange programs that somehow only exchange ideology and cash. Iran is allegedly laying down roots in Mzansi. They use places like Al Mustafa University and the Al Bait Foundation. Also, before we stop right there, you will know the gift of the givers. I don't like that foundation. Does a lot of good work, but I don't like it because it refused funding from Western forces. Now, let me not, or allegedly, I need to highlight allegedly. I need to highlight the word allegedly. It allegedly refused funding from Western forces to opt for the other side, allegedly. Now, sounds nice, right? Until you realize they're listed in terror finance reports, allegedly. It's like opening a university called the Friendly Bomb School and acting shocked when the CIA knocks. Now, let's talk EFF, ANC, and MK. Now, if Iran is indeed bankrolling anyone in SA, let's be honest, it's not the DA. John Steenhuisen doesn't exactly scream death to Israel, does he? No. But you know who does? EFF, ANC, and MK, the three political babushak dolls of racial grievance in politics. EFF sings Kill the Boer, ANC pretends not to hear it, MK probably adds harmonies. And we're supposed to believe this isn't racist. They don't want white people in the economy. They don't want capitalism. They don't want competition. They want socialism, but make it racial and corrupt. And somehow Iran allegedly sees this chaos and goes, yes, these are our people. Anti-white, but make it state policy. We've got legislation and hiring policies that straight up ban qualified white people from jobs in the public sector. More than 100,000 white people, by the way, have lost jobs in the public sector. That's not equality. That's revenge with a government seal. It's not affirmative action. It's political arson. And the taxpayer is footing the bill for it. And while we're chasing equality or equity, guess what's also happening? White businesses are being suffocated. Free markets are being choked. Service delivery is a meme. And Iran might allegedly be sitting in the background, vibing, watching ANC, EFF, and MK drag South Africa through the mud like it's an Olympic sport. Johanne, but wait. I'm sure it's all just a coincidence, right? The ANC is just filing cases at the ICJ out of the goodness of their bankrupt, cadre-deployed hearts. Malema sings Kill the Boer because he's a misunderstood choir boy. MK's manifesto reads like a bad WhatsApp conspiracy chain, but I'm the crazy one for suggesting something's wrong. No, no, no. Don't worry. It's totally normal that a foreign country under sanctions for terrorism is allegedly interested in our elections and our anti-capitalist parties. Nothing to see here. Move along. Speak about death to democracy. Who really pays? But let me tell you, who actually foots the bill for all this geopolitical clownery. You, me, the unemployed graduate, the overtaxed small business, the guy who just got retrenched because some politician needed to tick a race box. We are paying for the circus while people who should be fighting crime, building roads, and boosting trade are out here pretending they're Nelson Mandela meets Che Guevara meets Khamenei. Now, Iran allegedly funds parties that hate the West, hate Israel, and let's be honest, hate white people having a say in the country's economy and its affairs. And instead of calling it what it is, racism, right, they call it transformation. Nah, chief, it's destruction wearing knit cloth. We need fewer slogans and more small businesses, fewer Marxists and more markets. And if Iran wants to fund racial division in SA, they need to be told, not today. Abu Hamza, not on our soil. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's episode of 10 Minutes with Kuhle. I've been your host. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, as well as sign up for membership. It's as cheap as 20 rand and see what is happening. Till next time, bye.